Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's your girl, Becky D, with Becky D in the morning, 5 days a week at 7 a.m. You guys, we made it to another Flashback Friday. Let's tune in.
But just like the weather, you never know what you need to be prepared for in your life, all right? We ourselves go through different weathers, different storms in our lives. And if we don't prepare correctly, we may not be able to make it through, okay? And a lot of times, no matter how much we prepare, we still won't make it through because it probably wasn't meant for us to get through it without a few bumps and bruises, okay? One of my old coworkers, she recently moved back home. She moved up here to recover from one of the hurricanes that hit down south. And, you know, while the story was sad, she lost everything. She lost a lot. But to me, she gained a lot more in the process. Because not only did she go back home eventually, but she also went back with a better job, a better place of employment that she enjoys, that she loves, and that she cherishes. Nobody can beat that. If I'm gonna go through something and I'm gonna get double for my trouble, I'm gonna go ahead and take the experience that I'm getting during all of this and remember that, hey, this is what happened. This is where I came from. This is where I am now. Okay. So not only can you go back, tell your story, help other people and so forth on, but you can make sure that you take what you need from it. Take the lessons. Okay. And make sure the next go around, you do something right. All right. Maybe for some people, it's, a similar situation with hurricanes. Maybe you live in a hurricane area. You love the area. You never want to leave it. That's okay. But make sure next time you have some things set in place that can be there just in case another hurricane does come. Not, just in case. It's going to come. Unfortunately, we can't control the weather. So for your personal lives, what are you doing? Are you making sure that you meditate? Are you making sure that you focus on things that are going to help evolve the brain? Huh? How many people know that we don't even use a good, let's see if I can remember this percentage off the top of my head. I want to say about 70%. It could be a little bit less. I'm going to give us the benefit of the doubt. It's about a 65% range of our brain. We don't use our full brain capacity. One, because we're not taught to and we're not challenged to. Okay. You ever been in school, or you might still be in school, and the teacher say, I'm trying to challenge you. I'm trying to push your thinking. I'm trying to push the limits of your brain. As a kid, we thought it was silly. So as some adults, we think that's still silly. But they're actually onto something. They're trying to push you past the limited use of our brain. Imagination really does help with that. Never kill a kid's imagination. You ever listen to a kid tell a story and somehow the fire-breathing dragon has made it to every story, no matter what the occasion is? They could have been in there talking about lollipops, but the fire-breathing dragon made an appearance. What happened? What do you think would have happened if somebody would have crushed all these wonderful artists' minds and dreams and imaginations that we have today? Would Picasso be Picasso? Would Edgar Allan Poe ever really be a poet? Would Mary J. Blige ever be a singer? Would Shakespeare ever thrive the way he has? So why do we kill imagination? Why do we limit these things? Why do we stop our kids? We throw them in front of a TV and say, here, hush, shut up, please, gosh. No. Invite imagination, invite change, invite the pushing of the limits of the brain, okay? one thing anybody can ever tell you about me is that I really and truly enjoy going to a museum. As a kid, I was terrified of them because it was the element of surprise for me. And just not knowing what was around the other corner always got me. I'm not going to lie about that. Okay? I was a big chicken. Especially when it came down to the aquarium. Something about being engulfed in water, and it just wasn't sitting right with me. I just saw that thing breaking on me. But maybe my imagination was tapping in a little too hard. We don't know. But I love to go to a museum. Now, a lot of them times it's good to go with a local or a museum expert, because they have some hidden gems and some harsh facts that sometimes they can't put in museums, and sometimes, you know, families have asked to be covered up because it might, you know, taint the family's name or whatever the case may be. There's definitely a huge one that I do recommend, that I am going back to, because I actually went too close to closing and did not get to enjoy everything, because I can spend all day in one museum and just be engulfed in the knowledge. There's many more that I'm trying to get to, so when I do get on the road for that, I will let y'all know so y'all can follow me on my map, and, you know, possibly, you know, just meet me there so we can all gain knowledge together. Anyways, the one in Memphis, Tennessee, the Martin Luther King Jr. Museum, Civil Rights Museum, however they want to title it, that is an awesome museum. It happened right there at the hotel where he was shot. And if you talk to a person who is very knowledgeable, you also go to the other part of the hotel after you walk through the tunnel. It takes you to the other side. It's not connected to the hotel. It's the hotel that was across the street where the so-called alleged shooter was at, and he was setting up to shoot Martin Luther King. Interesting fact is, you will find out that it actually wasn't him. He was actually framed. So that's a whole nother story. Like, I'm trying to dig deeper into that and get all those facts, because that got juicy to me. But definitely push the limits of your mind, okay? Because every now and then I like to go on a thing called Indeed, okay? I got off track. I'm trying to get myself back on, y'all. I like to go on this thing called Indeed and look at the different positions that are out there. Because a lot of my friends, they're still trying to grow in their areas. They're still trying to get where they need to be and, you know, just really get indulged and engulfed in their field of study. And I came across this opportunity. I was like, well, hold up. This one might fit me better. And literally, it was just focused on your field of study. That's seriously what they wanted. But for me personally, I don't think I've pushed the limit of my brain of information that I can indulge myself in, so I can engulf it, let the kids engulf in it, and they can get the pure knowledge that they need. So now I'm like, time to study up. Because it's something that interests me. If I can, you know, make more income just focusing on solely what I want to do, then yeah, I'll do it. So, you know, it's just stuff like that. Like, you never know what situation is coming up in your life, and you got to be prepared for it. They could have called me, and I would have been like, whoa, I ain't ready. Can we take a few steps? I'm not ready for that quite yet. What are they gonna do? Oh, we gonna hold a position for you? No. Always be ready. Okay. We might know the season that we're in, but we don't know what that season holds. I don't know about you, but I always grew up in the South, and Thanksgiving was either gonna be really cold or it was gonna be really hot. Okay. So you just kind of don't know what to wear to Thanksgiving dinner. So you either wear your shorts or you gonna have your jeans and a removable layer at the top or something, because you just really didn't know how the weather was gonna be. It was always a toss up. So are you prepared for that? If you're not prepared for your future and the different things that can happen in your future, are you at least prepared for the weather? Okay. I like to watch the forecast, and it's called a forecast because they're not sure. They're just foretelling whatever they deem might happen based off of their map. They don't know. By the time they go to sleep, some things can twist and turn and move. I don't know about y'all, but I was very grateful that, I can't remember how many years ago, that a whole hurricane that was supposed to come through and destroy half of the East Coast decided to make a turn. I have never been so happy a day in my life that it decided to take a turn. Okay? So it's stuff like that, all right? Definitely start preparing for the many different things, the many different storms in your life, the many different situations in your life, okay? Maybe you have kids. Maybe you need to go ahead and have that emergency plan. Hey, if such and such happens to me, this is what needs to happen. Not if and that. No. If this happened, this is what's definitely going to happen. Now, have a backup plan to that, especially with kids, because sometimes people flake on you and stuff like that. So just kind of be cautious. But always have a plan. Always be prepared. And always remember that no matter the situation, it can look ugly. It can look like you're never going to get out of it. It can look like you could be stuck in a loop. But every loop has an exit.